Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to solve quadratics, specifically by factoring the quadratic first and then using that to solve it. So if you're not familiar with factorizing quadratics yet, please do check out my video on that first. The link will be in the description. Because I'm going to be blitzing through all the factorization in this video just so that we can get straight to the point, right? Okay, so the truth is, once you've factorized a quadratic, then it's going to be super easy to solve it. So let me show you that with an example. So our first example for this video is we want to solve the equation x squared plus 2x is equal 15, right? So we want to solve for x. So whenever we're solving quadratics, something that you have to remember is that one of the side of the equation has to be 0, right? So the left-hand side, well, that's not 0, and the right-hand side, well, that's not 0. So what can we do? Well, we can subtract 15 from both sides of the equation. So what we are left with, we get x squared plus 2x, all the same, and then minus that 15. And on the right-hand side, you have 15 minus 15, and then 0. So we have this 0 over here, and that is exactly what we want. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to factorize this left-hand side over here. So if you'd like to, pause the video right here and try to factorize this yourself before I show you how to do it. Alright, so I'm going to be factorizing this using the AC method, right, which is what I show in my other video. So the AC method basically means we multiply the A term and the C term. So what is the A term? The A term is 1, right, since we have nothing in front. The A term is 1. And the C term is negative 15. So 1 times negative 15 gives you negative 15. Now, we want to find numbers that multiply to negative 15. So what possibilities do we have? Well, we can do negative 1 times 15. That gives you negative 15. We can also do positive 1 times negative 15. That also equals negative 15. Similarly, we can do 3 times negative 5. That also gives you negative 15, and negative 3 times 5. Alright, now we want to just add up these pairs. So we just add them up. So first one, negative 1 plus 15, that gives you 14. 1 minus 15, that gives you negative 14. 3 minus 5, that gives you negative 2. And then lastly, over here we get 2. So we want to find the one that matches the B term. So the B term over here is positive 2. So that means we want to pick this one. So that means we're going to split up the B term into negative 3x plus 5x, right? Since negative 3 and 5. Alright, so first term stays the same. And then the next one, what we're going to do, we're going to split the minus 2x into minus 3x and then plus 5x. You'll notice it's the same thing, but we're breaking it up just so that we can do factoring by grouping, right? If you want to know more about this, again, link in the description. Okay, now you can do factoring by grouping. So first two terms and then last two terms separately. Alright, so to factorize the first two terms, between x squared and negative 3x, the highest common factor is x. So we can take the x out. X squared divided by x gives you x, minus 3x divided by x, that's just 3. Alright, now between 5x and negative 15, the highest common factor is 5. So you just add and then 5. Excuse me. And then multiply it by something in the bracket. So 5x divided by 5 gives you x, minus 15 divided by 5, that gives you 3. Alright? And this is still equal to 0. And notice that inside, over here, the brackets, we have the same thing, x minus 3. So now we can factor out the whole bracket, x minus 3. And then we multiply that by the term in front. So the term in front, x plus 5. Just like that. So we do x plus 5 in the second bracket. And this is still equal to 0. Alright. Now, why do we need to make the right-hand side 0 from the very start? Well, let me show you right now. So when the right-hand side is 0, what we can do is we can just divide both sides by, say, x minus 3. Right? So we divide by x minus 3. So on the left-hand side, the x minus 3 in the denominator and the numerator, they cancel each other out, right? So we are left with x plus 5. And 0 divided by anything, well, think about it. 0 divided by anything is just 0. So we are left with 0 over there, right? So now we just subtract 5 from both sides and we get x is equal to negative 5. So this here is one of the answers. But of course, there's more than one answer. When you're doing quadratics, most of the time you will get more than one answer. So we have to work out the other answer as well. So to do that, let me just rewrite this real quick. So x minus 3, x plus 5, and then this is equal to 0. So once again, we can do the same thing, but do it for the other terms. So what I mean is, instead of the x minus 3, we divide by x plus 5. And doing that, we cancel out this term on the left-hand side. So we are left with x minus 3. And that is equal to 0, because 0 divided by anything still gives you 0. Now we add 3 on both sides, and we get x is equal to 3. So this is the second answer, right? So if you get a question like this in the exam, you've got to give both answers, unless there's only one, alright? Okay. Let's do one more example, just so that this gets engraved in your brain. So the next example, 2x squared minus 9x is equal to 5. Again, we want to solve for x. How can we do that? Remember, the first step of solving any quadratic is we want the right-hand side to be equal to 0. So we can do that by subtracting 5 on both sides. On the left-hand side, we get 2x squared minus 9x. Again, same thing, but then minus 5. And on the right-hand side, we get 0, right? So if you'd like to, pause the video right here again, and then you can try to factorize this, and you can even try to solve it, alright? Okay, now we're going to factorize this again using the AC method. So we do a times c, 2 times negative 5, that gives you negative 10. So what are the possible numbers that multiply to negative 10? Again, we have negative 1 times 10. We can also do 1 times negative 10. We can also do negative 2 times 5, and lastly 2 times negative 5. So all of these combos, they multiply to negative 10. Now we just add them up. First one, negative 1 plus 10, that gives you 9. 1 plus negative 10 gives you negative 9. Negative 2 plus 5 gives you positive 3. And lastly, 2 plus negative 5, that gives you negative 3. Alright, so look at the b term over here. What is the b term? The b term is negative 9, right? Remember the sign in front. So in this case, it's negative 9, so we want to find the pair that matches to negative 9, so that's this one, right? So we want the numbers 1 and negative 10. So that's what we're going to break it up into. So 2x squared, and then we're breaking it up into plus x and then minus 10x, right? Minus 5. And that's equal to 0. Oops, sorry, I used the wrong color, but I hope that's okay. So again, we just have 1x and then negative 10x. So 1x here and then negative 10x. Yeah, hope that's clear. And then now we just factorize by grouping again. So first two terms, last two terms. First two terms first. So 2x squared plus x, highest common factor is x. 2x squared divided by x gives you 2x. And then x divided by x is just 1. Alright. And then we have negative 10x and negative 5. So the highest common factor here is, well, actually we can also factor out the minus, right? So negative and then 5, okay? So negative 10x divided by negative 5 gives you 2x. And then negative 5 divided by negative 5 gives you positive 1, right? And this is still equal to 0. So once again, this part and the brackets, they are the same. So we can again factor them out. So we factor out 2x plus 1. And then in the second bracket, we just have x minus 5. Alright, so that's x minus 5 over there. And that's equal to 0. So hopefully you know what to do from here. We just need to cancel out one of the brackets. So let me divide by 2x plus 1. Right, so I'll divide by 2x plus 1. So left hand side cancel, cancel. We are left with x minus 5. And that is equal to 0, right? Because 0 divided by anything is 0. And then we add 5 to both sides, so we get x is equal to 5. So this is one of our solutions, all right? And remember, most of the time, you're going to get more than one solution. You're going to get two solutions, actually. So in this case, we actually do have two solutions. So let me just rewrite that once again. Is equal to 0. Okay. And then now we want to divide by the other bracket. So we divide by x minus 5 instead, right? Divide by x minus 5, divide by x minus 5. And so on the left-hand side, x minus 5 cancels, the top and bottom cancel. And you're left with 2x plus 1 is equal to 0 again, right? 0 divided by anything is 0. Now we subtract both sides. We subtract 1 from both sides, so we get 2x is equal to negative 1. And finally, you divide both sides by 2. So you get x is equal to negative 1 divided by 2. So a negative half. So that's the solutions for this particular problem. So that's it for this video. I hope it's helped you out. In the next video, we're going to take a look at another method to solve quadratics using the quadratic formula. Alright? If you have any feedback, any suggestions, please do leave them down in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, everyone.